one. Welcome. We are all sitting here shooting the shit.
Yo, what's up? I'm your host, DJ Duss, and I'm here with Shel-B GT. What's up, Shelby?
Hey, guys. What's up, DJ Duss?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Between us and everyone watching, this week was one of those weeks I wanted to quit my fucking job again.
You're going through that, like, what is it?
I don't know Shelby, I don't know if you've ever been through this. It's one person. It's
one person in your job that's pissing you off.
It's one person, and he has like just this much more power, and I'm just like, he's an idiot. Like, you know, now that I'm saying this on the steps, I might just send it to him. You're an idiot. You know what I mean? Like, so that's yeah. So today I called because what's weird is we're subcontracted. We work for a business that works for another business.
Okay.
So my boss is just like, his hands are kind of tied. He knows the guy's an idiot, but it's like, it's been one of those. Anyways, hope your week's been better than mine.
Don't let him bother you. I know that sounds like such like bullshit fucking advice, but it's like, you know what? Just say fuck it and don't let him bother you, and hopefully, like, you know, God will remove him some way.
I've been praying for this COVID to hit him. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, come on, if it's not gonna get rid of him, at least it's gonna get rid of him for a couple of weeks. You know?
Right?
But no, I can't. I'm not that lucky, man. I'm like, fuck. I'm like, just trying to, you know, and I know he drives Uber. I'm like, could someone just cough on this motherfucker? But whatever. That's just another note.
Can someone just cough on him?
There's this old man, Andy. He's about to retire there. And I'm like, bro, can you just pretend you're going to have a seizure and hit him with the forklift or something? Like, do something. Bring morale up. No one likes this guy. But whatever. So this week, there's a big Verzuz that happened this week. Gucci and Young Jeezy. What'd you think about this?
Oh my gosh. Oh my God. You have no idea like how big this was for hip hop. Like Gucci and Jeezy have like such a unique history that like I don't think a lot of the young kids know.
No, they don't.
You know what I mean? They don't know that, like, you know, there's allegedly there's a rumor that what was his name? Pookie Loke.
That's right.
Was coming after Gucci's chain. There was a bounty apparently put on by Jeezy in a song that led to Pookie Loke going to Gucci's residence and essentially trying to steal his chain at gunpoint. They actually tied him up, Gucci. Wow. He untied himself, disarmed the guy, and shot him and killed him. Not only did he get charged for that, he beat it.
That's right.
Due to self-defense, but I think he still did some jail time, actually.
I just find it's like with something, you know, with the rumors, we'll say, the balls for them to host this anyways. You know what I mean? Like,
right? Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. This shit is monumental. Like, you don't understand, especially for Atlanta. Like, we don't live in Atlanta, so we can't really, like, you know what I mean? Like, let's just say for the masses, obviously in the music part, Jeezy won. But for Atlanta and for like the hood, the streets, Gucci was already won just for stepping out on the stage. Like, look, I'm spitting and shit. Like, that's how excited.
Do your thing. Let it out.
But like, it's crazy because just like I said, that history is very crazy. Like, imagine like somebody puts out a bounty on your chain and almost kills you, and like Gucci might not even have been there.
That's what I mean. I don't know, man. Like, when I heard that, was hearing the backstory and I saw this and I was like, and then you know you always debate, because with the coronavirus world, are they gonna do this versus like this, something like this, you know, like them in another room and, you know, me over here? But no, man, they're like,
they were there
apart, 15 feet apart.
Wow.
So, intensity. Between the two, who do you prefer anyways?
I prefer Gucci.
Really?
Gucci's like one of my idols. Yes.
Yeah.
Like, I love that he's independent. Like, he basically, well, him and Master P are somewhat the reason why I have advocated for independent artists. I'm independent myself.
Okay.
It's like a thing. Like, I feel like and like he made it, so it's like he's self-made. He's self-made. Like
that's right.
Jeezy had BMF and he had Def Jam behind him.
That's
I'm
right.
pretty sure. And Gucci had himself. And then later down the road, he had Atlantic. But like, he been doing this by himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at without Gucci, you wouldn't have Young Thug, Migos, Zaytoven. You know what I mean? Like a bunch of artists. OJ the Juice Man, like Waka.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's why I coach what is it? P? Mm-hmm. From QC. Yeah. That's why they're really good friends. Like they're really good friends because Gucci has always, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Now like just a preference. Is there a Verzuz you want to watch? Is there one that you're like, if you were handed the reins and I was like, Shelby, you're gonna pick these Verzuz. Do you have any two that you would put together?
I really want to see Cameron and Mace. I want to see it. And they were talking about it. Like I seen it like on IG on the internet. And I think Cameron would Mace would be lit.
You know what? Yeah, it would be actually. Mace gets doesn't get as much credit as he deserves.
Or Ja Rule and 50.
This was brought up yesterday, if I was right. We had Snipes Luciano and we were talking about Gucci and stuff, and he was like, it would be like Ja versus 50, and I was like, fuck, it would be. You know what? I don't give a shit. I would watch it. You know what I mean? We all would watch it.
We all want to see it. We don't want to see 50 with T.I. We don't want to see. No, we want to see Ja Rule and 50 Cent like be adults and piece it up. Like I don't think Jeezy and Gucci are friends now. That wasn't the point. Like
it wasn't the point.
Gucci did tweet out before the Verzuz that he wanted $1 million. So they definitely got paid. They definitely got paid. Yeah. So obviously
it's a big event.
It's huge.
Big event.
So I'm assuming that 50 and Ja Rule are probably richer.
Yeah.
Than both those dudes. So I'm gonna say that $1 million might not be enough to get them together.
Man, they just gotta start getting male ego together and be like, and do it for free.
Or like a really underrated one is Yo Gotti and Young Dolph.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Because there was those rumblings of, well, how the fuck you miss 100 shots? Right? So I don't know. Yeah. Like maybe they could figure it out. But
I don't know why. Like T.I.'s been ducking a few people. I'm surprised. Super surprised. Why?
T.I., I'm sorry, but the past few years, T.I. has just, I don't know. He's annoying to me now, kind of. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. It's very rare that we see someone in the hip hop game hit such a peak and stay there. Like a lot of them hit this peak and not give a fuck or step out of the game, and you know what I mean? Or their next album is, you can tell they're not hungry anymore. You know what I mean? So, and he's a perfect example of that. Well, he hit the movies. Oh, here we go. Will Smith versus LL Cool J. We'll bring that up after. See, this is that's a whole other story. See,
that's a whole other story.
It's a joke on this fucking thing. It's been a joke. Bam brings it up all the time, but yeah, that's definitely one of them. But yes, so Busta's been wanting to get out there. I'd love to see Busta Rhymes against somebody.
I didn't like T.I. and Busta together. I could see why T.I. said no because first of all, I think he didn't want that smoke. But I mean, who would? Busta, you'd have to put like Redman or somebody. You'd have to put somebody who's equally, from that era and equally as talented. I think.
Well, you got to look at like Busta's. Like I remember they you watch all these videos. It's like Busta's top 10, and it's he has an incredible top 10. Like tracks that he has. It's incredible. And I'm like, holy fuck. Even if it was 10 versus 10, a lot of people wouldn't be able to beat Busta Rhymes, But
he has a song with Janet.
Yes, I know. I was listening to a Drink Champs. He was on there, and he was like, they were talking about that. And Noriega's like, how she smell? You know what I mean? Norie's crazy, right?
He's crazy.
So it was like, Janet, he has, and even his new album, see all the features on that new album of his with Busta Rhymes? That's crazy. The dude's features was through the roof. It's awesome though.
Well, everyone loves Busta. Yes. Everyone.
Busta the album.
He's had a great career.
Awesome.
Think about
Phenomenal career. The most surprising thing that I learned from Busta on the interview with Drink Champs was his latest album is his first independent album.
Wow. So he must be really proud of that.
All those hits. Someone else pimped him for it. God damn it.
But you know what? Busta had that. You know, the thing is that these artists now, like the older ones, now that they're stepping into that independent lane, they're gonna benefit off of it right away. It's not like when you're an artist that's not known and you're independent, because you got to put the promotion in for people to even find out who the fuck you are for you to be able to benefit from it.
That's true. He drops the album, everyone knows.
Yeah, he drops the album, everyone knows. And I think that that's kind of the give and take with those major label deals, especially back then. They actually pushed artists. So like he got like a stardom push.
Yeah.
Like think about the push that artists got back then.
No, yeah, you're right. That's absolutely true.
And that's without social media. So
you know, now that you look back and think about those days, like people had to get up and get hard copies.
Yeah.
Now I just downloaded our friend Mitchell Bailey. Just his album dropped. It's 23. Phenomenal album. Kid's super talented from Nova Scotia. Yeah. But I was in the truck today and I just pressed a button to get his album. Just one button. Put my thumb and there, boom, it's on my phone. Back then, you would have to go to a fucking store, you know, those, what do we have here? Those HNVs and CD warehouses and get it by hard copy.
Sam the Record Man.
Yeah, so to break like records and record sales with people physically going somewhere is insane. Like, so yeah, you're right. And there's no social media to like just press, you know, or promote through a computer. It's real paid advertising, billboard signs. Those artists, you know how it was, that you'd have to go to every single interview.
I went to the radio stations and would try to butter up the program director. I mean, you had to.
So how does this work? So you got a hit single and you're gonna go see this dude. What's the transition? What do you have to do to get your shit played? Tell us.
Like, what do you mean right now?
No, just in general. Like when you went and you're like, fuck it, I need this guy to play it. What was it like? What was your tactic to, you know, get this shit on the air?
My producer at the time, which is Nia Singh, he ran for mayor this term of Toronto. Okay. Yeah, he's really big in law right now, doing some stuff for police, like them not being able to like go against your rights and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, you know what I mean? He's fighting for that now. But back then he was a producer and he worked very closely with Flow 93.5, the old Flow 93.5. Yeah. And he just told me how the program director at the time, his name was Justin Dubont, he liked Nestea and pizza. So I went and bought a Nestea and I got a pizza and I brought it up with my CD and I had a short little, you know, chat with him. And the song got played, which was great. But I mean, it's not like I got paid a bunch of money for that. Like the royalties were like, you know, I wasn't even the top Canadian artist like in rotation. So, I mean, you have to realize that, like, especially artists that don't own their stuff, you're getting like cents on the dollar.
Because you have your stuff on Amazon and Spotify. What's the turnaround rate with that? Like, is it how many plays per money?
It's a lot. You have to get so many streams to make money. If they buy the album, that's kind of like cut and dry because they're buying all the songs. Yeah. And then obviously whoever you use, CD Baby or, you know what I mean, TuneCore, they take their cut. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like right now I actually took everything off of my TuneCore because I'm going to upload and reload my new project and then only a few songs from my older stuff. Okay. But when I do that, it's like I'm going to have a set promotion for it. Like I'm going to buy some stock in Spotify so that I can actually maneuver and get on some playlists. That's right. It's really about getting on playlists now and then getting the blogs to talk about you and doing podcasts. And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's hard in a different way.
It is. Because it's that much easier for everyone to do it also, right? It's an upload now, right?
So there's more competition.
But now like we've seen the era of the CDs and then, you know, it was all that, you know, when people were all fucking streaming it for free and downloading it for free, right? Remember there was that one moment where we're just like, what do you mean I can get every song for, you know, in 10 seconds? And I see they had to go this route, right?
Yes.
But again, it's like they went from, okay, well, you know, especially with the label section, we're gonna do this and take all your money and give you a little bit, and then they went this way, which is Spotify and Amazon, and I still feel it's the same way, just a little bit.
Same.
It's the same. It's the same method of you need to do this much to get a little bit, right? So I don't know.
They're pimping us on because, okay, like Joe Budden says all the time, he's like, nobody knows how much this data is worth.
It's true.
These companies, these tech companies and these streaming companies are coming up with the worth of your data, which is your streams, your emails, your followers, your algorithm as a whole. So how much is the algorithm worth? How much are these streams worth? Like, you're telling me I have to get 1 million streams to like...
Yeah, I know.
I think it's like 1,200 streams to equivalent to one album sold or something like that.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, I didn't know that. See, I knew the numbers were nuts. I remember I've heard both artists. I've heard people say, yeah, it's not so bad, blah, blah, blah. You know, you don't have to hard press anything anymore. You know, that you see the pros and cons, but then it's like, geez, you still have to push so much of it. And I find with the world being saturated with music, it's harder to get to specifics or hard to get your album in front of somebody else's. Because let's be honest, if I go through a bunch of new artists and not to diss anyone,
doesn't it make it not fun kind of too?
Absolutely.
I don't know. There's something about just like going through Spotify and searching and then I
feel like my Spotify list now has been people I've interviewed either on this podcast that I got to know and got to listen to their music, or some older stuff that I have. The newer stuff the unknown, I don't bother. Because again, it's like, you ever try to pick a movie on Netflix? It takes me an hour.
Yeah, it's overwhelming.
So now I'm going to give you a bunch of music and be like, let's give this a try. And you know everyone's attention span, including mine, is about 10 seconds.
Well, and that's why I think visuals are very important, because if there's a visual on YouTube, it can translate to somebody saying, I want to stream this so I can hear this in my car.
Yes.
Or wherever.
It's a big difference, especially videos. You're giving me something to watch. I'm entertained by it, and now I can see what's going on. And especially, I love all the graphic designing work and people's, editing stuff. I love it. So when I see certain videos, I'm always like, oh, that was so dope. So I'll tend to watch the whole thing. But if it was just an audio file, I don't know if I'm going to go through
and it. And then if you like the song, you're going to be more engaged to go to Spotify, 100. Search up the artist and go 100%. Download. Exactly. So 100. I still think YouTube is a huge factor in all this.
Big time.
Facebook, Instagram. You really need to like simultaneously promote everything. Well, get it on.
You want to put a name or a voice to a face too, right?
Yeah.
Like Bam thought Adele was black for the longest time,
Why?
I don't know. He's like,
because she can sing so good.
That's what he said.
Listen, some white girls can sing, sing.
So he said Spotify pays anywhere from $3 to $5 per 1,000 streams.
That is crazy. So your album's selling $3 to $5 basically for 1,000 streams, which is like an album sold.
It's insane. I don't know. And then
they're ripping you off at least a half or 3/4 of the actual, because remember a CD was like $17.
Yes. Well, do you remember when CDs were super expensive?
Yeah, like 22.
And then you find out that it's cheaper to make than a tape, and you're like, you motherfucker. I
miss some of, like, I have a lot of CDs still. Like I have them in this little flip CD booklet. Yeah, I have that.
Yeah.
And
I have some around.
I love it. And I have the booklets for some of them. And it's like, I just feel like that part, I feel sad for the kids that they don't get to.
The artwork and stuff, eh?
Artwork.
When you pulled out the booklets and it was like, there's meaning behind it and everything else. Yeah.
The words of the song.
Yes. And it was broken down. You'd have all the thank yous. And I remember I just watched a Beastie Boys documentary, and there was that one album. It was a 360 camera, and it was their whole booklet. Like, you know what I mean? It was so dope. Like,
yeah, that's a good idea.
Oh, hold on. Like, Bamboo says they know they can, I know they can sing. No, Bam, no, you don't. Lies. I'm exposing you tonight, bro. You thought Adele was black.
The black community loves Adele, though. They love her. So
she's fantastic.
They've embraced her.
She is fantastic.
That's great.
So I want to play Verzuz with you. We've played it with other people. It's a fun little game. We pop up 2 artists, and you tell me who do you think's better, who has a better catalog, whatever. You down?
Yeah, I'm down.
All right, let's play the intro.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
All right, let's play Verzuz. So the first one I'm gonna pop up will be The Weeknd versus Tory Lanez. Now, who do you think is better? Who do you think has a better catalog? What's your reasoning behind who's better?
Okay. I think that Tory Lanez is a better artist only because I knew him when he was younger.
That's not
directly.
fair. That's not fair.
But no. I don't necessarily like him.
I prefer Tory Lanez over Weeknd. I'm just busting balls.
I know what kind of artist he is because I've actually been in the studio while he's recorded when he was a younger kid.
Yeah.
So it's like I know what his capability is as an artist. I know that The Weeknd is very good as well, but lately he tries to sound like Michael Jackson.
You know what? He does have that little bit of resemblance in his voice, a little bit.
And it's like, it reminds me of like music you hear at the dentist office now.
That new album of his wasn't my favorite one bit.
Like, I want to hear about you sniffing coke off strippers' titties and
why was that it was more entertaining. Is that our bad? Is that our bad? Is there something wrong with us?
I feel like he was just way more like, I don't know. I could feel his music more. Now it's like he sounds like he's trying to sound like Michael Jackson, and he's making songs that are not as good as Michael Jackson's songs and sound like you're at the dentist office.
You can't tell me he's made more money and did less coke. Fuck off. You can't tell me that. You know what I mean? No way. Come on, man. No, I absolutely agree. Let's pop the next one. Drake versus Kendrick Lamar. Totally two different guys here.
Oh, Kendrick.
Yes.
Hands down.
Two different guys, but if you're looking at, I don't know, with skill wise of putting
Kendrick writes his own stuff. So
that's
done.
True.
That's like not even a debate.
That is true. What was it? Who was it? Busta Rhymes brought it up. You cannot name yourself the greatest rapper of all times or in the top 5 if you've had a ghostwriter at one point in your life.
Top 5 dead or alive. You can't be in it. Styles P said it too.
And I was like, you know what? He didn't say you're not good. He didn't say that you shouldn't get a ghostwriter, but don't claim yourself in that category if you've actually had a ghostwriter. I mean,
let's be honest. Drake is one of the best artists in the fucking world right now. Like, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. But he definitely has help, and I know that Party Next Door is probably a really big factor in his writing.
Fantastic.
Party Next Door is probably one of the best writers to date.
Yeah, great.
Ever. I
totally
love
agree.
Party Next Door.
So do I.
Love him.
All right, let's do the next one. Two girls that are similar. One came out first. There's Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B.
Nicki motherfucking
Okay,
Minaj,
why?
bitch.
Why?
Well, she writes her own shit. She's definitely classier than Cardi B.
Oh, that's true.
Come on. I mean, even though she shows off her titties and ass the same, but it looks classier.
It's different, right?
It's different.
Okay, I'm not crazy. Okay, it's different. I agree. There's I don't know.
And she doesn't swear like.
Do I think that Nicki just sounds a little more intelligent? Well, maybe a lot more intelligent. Like
definitely.
Like, the worst thing for Cardi is they give her a phone or camera time. It's the worst thing for her.
And did you see Cardi's nipples, bro?
No.
You didn't see them on Twitter?
No.
Oh my gosh, they look like pancakes on her tits. Somebody like made a meme, and it was like pancakes with butter in a pan on each titty.
So now, like, this is on her Twitter. Like,
she's like, it got leaked because I accidentally posted it for 1 second and deleted it. What are you talking? How do you accidentally upload a picture to your story?
Bullshit. Yeah, bullshit. Absolute bullshit.
And that was right around when WAP was out, so I think she was promoting and Offset's album dropped. They always do some stupid shit.
The more they talk about them, the more people follow and feel like figure all that shit out. The album gets promoted.
But
blah, blah.
I'm serious. The Cardi B and Offset have done this every release, pretended that they were breaking up. Like, does not anyone see that that's been the trend since 2017, since she got on and they got together? Every time one of them has a release, they have some scandal.
Shit, I didn't even notice.
It's like we all need to wake up because a lot of these storylines are not true. They're just fake, like Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, it is, right? It is. It becomes a soap opera, and
It becomes a soap opera, and the blogs are just like the Inquirer. You have to look at it like that.
Yeah. It's well, all thanks to the Kardashians,
Right?
It is. You know what? I got caught watching these fucking Kardashians because I was confused. It was like maybe 4 seasons in. Lamar Odom became, a junkie, and I remember Lamar Odom.
Those were the good ones.
And I remember Lamar Odom being a great basketball player, right? So I'm like, what the fuck happened? So I'm watching this like a documentary because I want to know what happened to Lamar Odom. And I'm like, not to be an asshole, but these women sit on the couch a lot and they're rich. Like, you know what I mean? I'm just like, you don't really do that much. And it's like, we work so hard. I'm like, you sat on a chair and your makeup artist did all your hair and makeup, and I don't know.
No, like
not hating, but congratulations.
That is a lot. Like even to
What do you
get
mean?
ready. That is a lot to do. Like that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay.
They get their makeup and hair done. Like that's most of it. Like even to get ready to this show. Like we have.
But
our
you
dialogue.
did that. But imagine now sit in a chair and have someone else do it for you, right?
I would be so overly grateful to do 10,000 shows a day.
Like, let's do this again. No.
Yeah.
Oh,
different outfit. Do I get to keep the outfit? I just think the Kardashians, I think this is their last season now.
I thought they keep saying that.
I know.
I thought it's like, oh no, we're not doing this anymore, and boom, they're back on.
But you know who was the pioneer of all this shit?
Who?
Paris Hilton. And Kim Kardashian was her stylist and her best friend. That's how she learned all this shit.
That's right, because she was like carrying her bags and shit or something like that. Yeah.
And like fucking her leftovers.
True enough. And like, go make a sex tape. Take whatever fame you can from
Ray J. And you're like, I hit it.
Fucking poor Ray J. He exploded her and then just fell behind. Imagine that.
I think he does a lot of cocaine though.
Whatever. It probably, it has
That's got to hinder your focus.
It's gotta be. All right, let's pop another one here. Got Slim Shady versus Jay-Z.
Ooh.
Anybody comment on this if you want?
I have to say Jay-Z because Jay-Z is just, even though I've never been a crazy Jay-Z hip hop fan.
Me neither.
I have this like he just has this weird complex about him that's like just puts him on this level that it's like you can't pick nothing but him. Like if he's in the category, it's almost like he has you fucking hypnotized or something. Like he's just like such a pioneer in this hip hop still. Like he's alive.
Absolutely.
And he's like, he owns Tidal. He owns a fucking football team or some shit. I don't know.
Basketball. No, he owns a sports agency. Yeah. So he's representing all the fucking the best athletes of every.
He's curating the music for the Super Bowl. Like,
yeah,
you feel me? Like he's just.
It's dope. I see when I look at something like this. All right, no, there's no right or wrong answer. Of course, you got
you really can't.
There is no wrong answer. But the thing is, now when I go back and say, fuck, when I was at the clubs and DJing, who gave me those hits, and I have to lean towards Jay. You understand what I'm saying? Like I was always like, okay, I'm like dead heat. Fuck, this is tight. They're both great. You know what I mean? You
know what? You could put Eminem and Lil Wayne together. Wouldn't that be interesting?
Yeah. Well, you know what? It's going to be a generational pick.
But they each have their own fucking generational fucking cult following. And
they do.
They equally have like mainstream and they're both lyrical monsters. Like, if you think about it.
But it's just a generational. It's going to be the older folks are always going to say Slim, and then the younger folks are going to. It's just a generous. Yeah, it's just.
So
a
you think it couldn't work? It couldn't work.
Because the thing is, you have to almost like. See, I'm a jerk. When I used to interview someone from anywhere, I'd go check out all their artists from their city, right? Mm-hmm. And then I would just put them against each other, and they'd look at me and go, "You motherfucker!" Every single time, you know what I mean? Bam says it's not a good match. No, it's not. It is if you break it down.
If you break it down how I broke it down,
yes, a 100%
good match.
It's a good match. Now, if you break down it now, there's always gonna be a preference of
You're
age.
right.
That's what's gonna sway people's votes, right?
That's what's gonna fuck it up. Yeah.
That's 100%. Beyonce was a part ownership of The Rock. Yeah, that couple's just too goddamn rich. You know, they need to break up and marry us. Fuck, you know what I mean? Like, give us some money. You know? All right.
Yes, give us some
So
money.
the last one, the story is, and Bam's probably gonna, he's probably gonna be pissed off when I say. Anyways, LL Cool J. I don't know if he was calling out KRS-One and then or Jay-Z at the time, and everyone was like, and he breaks it down to me backstage after the show, and he's like, "Do you know who'd go well against LL Cool J?" And I was like, "Fuck, no, who?" And he says, "Will Smith."
Oh yeah, you guys are always talking about this.
This is why E-Rock brought this up. All right, he's like, "Why?" Like, so your opinion? I want, like, I know we've been through this, but like, I get it. He's right. I get it. The genre, like, the years and stuff like that.
I would say LL because ladies love LL. Like, they love Cool J, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I really wasn't into the I don't swear type rap that
Yeah,
Will
me
Smith
neither,
was.
actually. Yeah.
I mean, I like a
Of course.
But
that's when
you know what I mean? But
perfect wedding song. Your mom's next to you.
like,
Your uncle's over there. Like
I get it. That was like top 10, much music.
Yes.
MTV, much countdown type
I agree.
shit. But like, other than that, no, I'm definitely picking LL.
So if you had a pick to put someone up against LL, do you know who would you put? Like, I don't really know, because I don't, like, LL like has a lot more music than I thought when I looked into it.
Fuck, I would. The thing about it is that he changed a whole entire era. Like, before then was like what, Rakim,
Yes,
and he was more like, gangster conscious.
That's right.
Like that older Nas type of style rapping type of thing. Like, Nas really brought that back, but like put a different, spin on it. But it's like, in between that was LL.
True.
And he was kind of like in his own, like, who was big at that time other than LL?
No,
at the beginning when he first came out, like Marky Mark.
No, he was just Mark. Yeah, no.
I'm like, what? Vanilla Ice? Was Vanilla Ice even out then? No.
No, a little afterwards. So Bam says what? He has more money than Jay-Z. We're talking about LL Cool J has more money. Bam is he's related to Trump. He has fake news all fucking day. I'm just letting you guys know this. This guy will bring out.
But you know what? LL has that movie money, and he's been directing and executive producing movies for years. So maybe he does have more money.
I guarantee he has money, but I mean, if you look
I don't know, Jay-Z's
more money than Jay-Z
has Beyonce's money too. Let's be honest.
More money than this guy. Willie. He's talking about Willie has more money than Jay. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm give me a second.
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm Googling.
Can you Google that?
Oh yes. Will Smith's net worth, because I don't know. Bam, you and your fake news kills me sometimes, bro. That's all.
No, I'm curious now too.
I know, this is just, I don't know what he's talking about. Okay. So his net worth is $350 million.
That's Will Smith?
Yes.
Okay, so go to Jay-Z.
Jay-Z's is only $1 billion.
Oh wow! So there you go. And then he has Beyonce's money too, because
so $1 billion.
We know that bitch ain't leaving him. So he's got all that money.
So yeah, Bam, instead of posting shit on
fake
the podcast with your fake news, I don't know what Google you use, but feel free to do a bit of research before you put anything down. An assumption is not a fact. That's all it is, Yes. Mr. Assumption. So there's something weird that I caught my eye about a while ago, and I checked it out, and it's this little guy here, this little munchkin, Tekashi 6ix9ine. They're actually gonna make a documentary, the saga of Danny Hernandez. Now, my question is for you: were you ever a fan? Do you disagree with what he's done? What are your opinions on him before we get to the documentary? And be nice.
Tekashi Snitch 9.
Yes.
No, I was never a fan. I actually thought it was so gangster that his baby mom was like airing him out and calling him a snitch and shit, and like read the whole fucking thing on Vlad's fucking thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was yes, because first of all, she needs to protect herself.
Absolutely.
And he let her out to hang out to dry.
Yeah.
So, I mean, even if I don't think she fucks with him. I think what she said was completely honest. But it's like, even if it wasn't, it was a great way to separate herself from what he did. Yeah. Because really, if you look at it, what he did was so selfish on so many levels. He put his family in danger.
Yeah.
He put the people that essentially helped him get to the place that he needed to be. Because let's be honest, he would not have been as big as he was if he didn't have all those gang 100%. Members in his video.
I get it. Trust me. When I start DJing and I start seeing his name pop up and the curiosity kicks in, because we were talking about videos earlier, right? Who is this guy? Checked out his video and I'm like, this munchkin is saying these things and I'm supposed to believe his music. You know what I mean? And that's when I was like, oh no, like I was so turned off. I was like, but you know what? He was highly requested in the clubs. People still want to listen to him. Bam was actually a bit like a few of his songs, which blew my mind because Bam's from New York himself. So I didn't get it. But, and then seeing the whole 50 we were talking about, what was the story? What did 50 give him again?
50 gave him that fucking diamond inhaler, fucking pendant.
That's
like, isn't 50 behind this documentary? I swear, I could have swore he was something a part of it.
Oh man,
which would be so odd to me if he was. I mean, I get it, 50 likes money, but I just feel like where 50 was with him to where.
Yeah.
Oh my. I just think that whole story is so sad. Like, people don't realize the lives that are impacted. Like, these people are going away for football numbers, bro.
I know.
Their whole families are not going to be able, like, dads are not going to be able to raise their sons and daughters.
It was, so when he came out with, what was that? Gouda Cheese was his first song that he came out? Is that what it was?
Gouda,
I don't know.
Fuck, I don't even remember.
I don't know. And then he came, so you know what I mean? And his numbers go through the roof, and then we hit the podcast and we talk about it. And people are like, oh, I know his numbers are really high. I'm like, but it's a curiosity of what the fuck is he going to say once he got out of jail?
I think he's an idiot for being like, and calling it tattletales. Like, I think he should have came out and just fucking apologized and played a victim, which he still does, but he's being like a fucking 2-year-old, like, like that's not a real victim. Like, if you're gonna play the victim, say sorry. He should have continued just making like Mexican music or Spanish music. No?
Spanish stuff's great
because he could still have a lane there, and he should have just got the fuck out of hip hop. But instead, he just thought that he was gonna be that arrogant, and we weren't having it.
Now, the documentary is gonna come out, I'd say, eventually on Netflix. You watching it?
No, I'm not watching it.
I'm watching it.
I mean, if I see a couple clips, you're gonna watch it?
Yeah.
Well,
I always have a curiosity.
I'll watch it and we'll talk about it on here.
Because I have a curiosity of like, what the fuck happened? Where did it go wrong? We're probably never gonna get the real story, right? Like I don't know. If I had this little a clown next to me that wants to rap, and he's going to talk all this shit and I'm supposed to be his backup, he still wouldn't roll with me. You know what I mean? I'd be like, this one works. I want to know how this all happened. Like, I need to know more. But the thing with these documentaries is, what is he? I think he's 24 years old. For me, a documentary is most of your life. You know what I mean? Because we don't know what's going to happen. Is he going to become a better man? Is he going to get killed? There still might be another chapter of his life that I think should wait. So I think right now the story was not as hot, but...
That's what I'm saying. He probably knows he's gonna die soon, so you better get it all off now so he can get that money.
I totally.
That's how you gonna fucking pay for these security guards? How are you gonna pay for that?
Yeah, I guess he has no choice to be pimped right now, right?
I mean, I was watching BG Knockout on Vlad TV, and BG said, "You're lucky to be alive. You should go to the corner of the fucking earth, like Slovenia or somewhere where he started." And they'll embrace you. Why the fuck would you walk around here? You can't. Somebody is gonna, like, let's be honest. There's a kid out there that doesn't give a fuck and will shoot him.
Yeah. And you know what? It's going to be someone that shoots him on another level of just because I shot him. You know what I mean? Because there are some people out there that just fucking don't give a fuck.
Somebody shot fucking John Lennon, for fuck's sakes.
What the fuck did John do? What did John do to anybody?
Right?
He was harmless.
What was it for? He said something. He said like...
It was like some political stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah, something about Vietnam, I think. I don't know what it was.
I don't know. I think 100%. Yeah, that's what it was. It was something about Vietnam, and he spoke out about. Yes, that's what it was. Totally. But yeah, I'll probably watch it, and I'll probably bash it on here because what the fuck else do I have to do?
Yeah, so for research purposes only, I will watch it.
COVID related. COVID homework. That's all it is. COVID homework, you know?
Yeah, but COVID homework.
It is what it was. But so I watched. So are you in Toronto? Are you on the? Is there a lockdown where you're at right now?
Yes, we are in red zone.
So what's lockdown consist of? Like nothing's open, corner store or grocery stores?
Like there's no indoor dining.
Okay, we were like that at one point, yeah.
I think it's like 10 people can be like inside.
Shit.
Like maybe at a bar, if they have a tent, they're allowed 10 people in the tent outside. I don't know. I've seen a couple bars with some tents. So
who the fuck's gonna stand in these tents?
But I just don't understand. How can we not go in the restaurant, but we can go in a fucking tent?
Okay, I've worked in a bar my whole entire life. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the thing. They have a thing called ventilation. Air gets ventilated. So now you're gonna surround a tent with no ventilation and stick us in there
with fucking heaters.
You're enhancing the virus. The corona is being enhanced in this tent and spread at ultimate speeds. And they go, we can't get rid of this fucking thing. I'm like, nah.
No, but all jokes aside, like I seen the John Tory interview, and the interviewer from the news asked like a really good question, like, what are you doing for these small business owners that are like, why do we have to close when maybe only 20 people a day need to come to keep us alive? But Walmart or big box stores have thousands of people going through and they're not fucking closed.
Not even close. No.
Like, so it's like, it doesn't make any sense. So coronavirus doesn't go to Walmart, but it goes to the small business. Like, I just feel like it's ridiculous. I feel like they're really trying to just get rid of privatized business. Like,
what's your thoughts on getting rid of, like, why do you think they want to get rid of these privatized businesses?
Because they want to control the money that we make.
Yeah. They don't there's no more cash gigs, right? It's going to be
like, you might as well call this like the introduction to communism. Like, what do you want? You all want us to live on fucking $2,000 a month, CERB? Are you crazy? Which now they're taking 10% of that. So it's $1,800 a month. Who the fuck? I mean, I know it can happen. I used to do it when I was younger, when I was poor, but who is living off $1,800 a month? Especially when rent and food is
increasing and everything.
Yeah, like, are they retarded? They have to be retarded.
I don't know. I was on the news it could have been a few weeks ago. They're like, oh, the vaccine, blah, 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 March. Cool. Today, now it's September. Which one is it? What the fuck are you guys talking about? Like, what? This unknown is ridiculous. It's starting to, like, my head's about to explode. Today, I went to work. True story. I dropped off a bunch of shit. Didn't want to leave it outside. So I walked through their big garage, and I see this lady to the door. And it says employees only. But when I opened the door, realistically, she's about 20 feet away. So I figured if I open the door, catch her attention, be like, hey, the stuff's out here. And she's like, do you mind waiting behind the door? I'm wearing a mask. She's wearing a fucking mask. There's 25 feet in between us. And I'm like, I'm just trying to do my fucking job here. I'm like, I just need to get someone's attention. Okay, no worries. Someone will come to get you. I'm like, people's heads are still exploding. I'm like, how are you? I don't get it. It's been a little too long for me. The thing is, me and Bam were talking about the vaccination, and he said that, you know what? It's unfortunately, it might be the people that work in the hospitals that are going to be the guinea pigs, right?
Well, they're saying old people. They're saying the high risk people are first.
Let's be very.
So they're gonna kill the old people, which they've already been killing. They've already been killing the old people.
That's what I was gonna say. That's exactly what. Finish them off.
Finish them. Finish him.
That's like, God damn. This 94-year-old bitch is still alive. Give her one of these, like, God damn, man.
And then they take their pensions.
Like, man, this woman's been sucking us dry for 35 years, and this give them that's the thing. I don't know.
It's really sad. Like, honestly, I feel like people are such fucking sheep that they don't understand what's really going on. And like the government's being sued right now by the lawyers.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
for shutting down people's livelihoods for no apparent reason. Like, apparently, did you hear about that Adamson barbecue place?
Okay, what exactly happened? I know they locked him, they arrested him and chained his doors. What did he
So,
open or?
Yeah, he opened for 3 days after they had mandated that they can't have indoor dining.
Okay.
So he continued to open with people they didn't have to wear masks, and they just were going to eat and just keep it up, like business as usual. And eventually, now he's arrested. He got I think $900,000 worth of fines, and he has
$900,000. What the fuck?
Nine charges that have a fine of $100,000 each charge.
And what do you? What human beings? So let's be realistic. Business owners are not making that much money. Taxes, insurance, all that stuff, rent, etc., whatever. How the fuck is it? Even if they lay this $900,000 fine, how the fuck is he ever going to pay this?
I mean, I have some theories of this. I have some theories that maybe he's in cahoots and the government's just trying to make an example of him to show people what will really happen, to try to scare us. Or
do you think? Okay, go ahead. I want to hear.
Or he's actually really doing this as of civil rights.
Okay,
blah, blah,
I have a third theory here. Is this the best publicity stunt ever?
That's what I was saying.
You know what I mean? This guy's gonna fucking, you know what I mean? 900,000 people might donate some money, pay his fucking fines. His barbecue place is now known everywhere.
Everywhere.
You know what I mean? Who was this guy yesterday? And all of a sudden this guy's like, you're like, who? And all of a sudden I'm seeing it on Facebook and everyone's like, this is bullshit. And now I'm like, damn, that was pretty genius.
That was pretty ingenious.
I think he got that shit out of Cardi B's page, you know?
Oh, yeah. Pancake titties, man. Pancake titties.
You gotta do what you gotta do. He didn't have the pancakes, so he had to stay open for 3 days, you know? I get it. So it's tough. So you as a mom, what do you do with kids throughout lockdown?
Oh God, that is a
good
question. Well, my kids are they have a crazy imagination.
That's dope.
So they're awesome. They kind of do their own thing. They
Okay.
have lots of toys. We play games. We just played what did we play today? So we did tattoos, airbrush tattoos with
Saw
markers.
those on Instagram. Yeah, they're good.
Yeah, and we play Scrabble.
Okay.
And we play games and we read, and then they watch their stuff, their little shows.
So it's not so bad, right? It's okay.
No,
but
my kids are still in school, so.
Okay.
And that's another thing. If it was so red zone, wouldn't the school be closed?
Yes. See, that was my thought. They're at home with you, but you're right.
Mine are still at school.
School's open. Everything else is closed. And let's these numbers have skyrocketed since schools reopened September. That's when the numbers started going up. Now on the news, Ontario had broke the record by over 300 cases today. So things are shut down, and we're still smashing records.
It makes no sense. It's all for the vaccine. It's all for the vaccine, baby. They want you to take the vaccine.
It is.
They want everyone, I believe they want to make it a cashless society. They want people to take the vaccine so that they can travel. Think about it. They're going to be able to track your entire life based on this fucking vaccine.
The only good thing about this happening now is that my illegal activities are done. I've grown up now. Feel free to follow me at work at 6:30 in the morning.
Right? It's I don't care. I still haven't even fucking paid my sticker. I went in there and I'm like, do I have to pay my sticker? They're like, if you want. They're not even pulling people over for your sticker if you had it for after March. They're not even pulling you over for not renewing your sticker right now.
Okay, I gotta, I'm really happy you brought that up because mine's coming up in December. So.
Yeah, you don't even have to do anything. They're not even stopping you. They're not stopped. I got stopped for speeding, actually, okay?
Uh-huh.
And the cop did not ticket me for my sticker and said, go talk to the DMV because I don't even think we're ticketing for that right now.
So no one knows what the fuck's going on.
And then I talked to the DMV and they're like, well, if you feel compromised, you don't need to come in.
Wow, that's crazy.
And the courts are closed. So, really, how are people being able to dispute the tickets? They can't.
Do you want me to tell you how? So... I'll tell you how they do it now.
How do they do it?
It's a little bit on the hold on. What was he saying? Record-breaking COVID numbers here in the West Coast as well. See, I don't know, man. I don't get it. So I was driving the truck 7:00 in the morning. There's a dude tailgating me, and I'm looking behind, and it goes from 80 to 50. And I'm slowing down slowly because I don't want to decapitate this man's head with my, this tailgate that I have. So I'm like, just looking back. And this bozo OPP officer is not even facing me. So I'm like, oh, fuck, I think he's targeting the people on the other side. No. He comes behind, pulls me over. I don't have my belt on, but I'm still denying it now that I was like, fuck that, my belt was on, and I just took it off to get my paperwork. So he's being RoboCop, and I'm like, okay, he's one of those guys, whatever, do you want my paperwork? So I get a phone call from one of the dudes, and this is one of these little outskirts of Ottawa. It's one of those like little towns. So I'm like, fuck, I got to drive all the way out there, probably go to this shack, of a courthouse, and the guy calls me and he starts telling me about the fines. And I'm like, listen, I had my belt on. I stuck my guns. And he's like, okay, well, we'll dismiss that. And I was like, yes, and the speeding ticket's like $107. So I'm like, do I give you my credit card? Do we pay it? He's like, no, we're going to mail you a letter. And then you'll have to get a date and a time and call this number. And I'll be on the phone with the judge. And you're all going to agree to this payment. And then you can pay with a credit card. That's how they're doing it now.
That is crazy. That is crazy.
So I was like, what? Okay, cool. So the letter arrived. Now, my ignorant ass didn't open it yet, so hopefully the date hasn't passed yet. I just don't want to ruin my weekend. I don't want to open the, you know what I mean? I just want to deal with it. I'll deal with it on Monday. But but that's what I got to do. So I got to call this number at a certain time and date, and the judge and him and I are going to be on the phone and agree that the belt ticket's thrown out and the speeding tickets, $107 needs to be paid. But that's how they're doing it there. I have another ticket. This is a bogus. Shelby, believe this. This is a true story. Leave my house. The other one, I told you the truth. I had no belt. I'd lied to them. This is the goddamn honest truth. Actually, Carlos Diaz, that's been commenting on here. I went and met up with him at this pool hall. So I'm at a red light. There's two cop cars next to me. I look at him, pick up my phone, plugged it in, and threw it back on my seat. 2 blocks later, he pulls me over. He goes, do you know why I pulled you over? I'm like, absolutely no idea. Definitely wasn't speeding. I knew you bozos were next to me. He goes, you were on your phone. I said, I looked at you dead in the face and plugged it in and put it on my seat. He goes, yeah, everyone uses that same bullshit excuse.
What?
I was like, why would I pick up my phone and use it if, first of all, my car's Bluetooth everything. Like, I don't need to touch it, but I do need to plug it in to charge it. He comes back with a $600 ticket. I've mailed it in, but that's the only thing. Because I guess in Ottawa, we're a little bit bigger than this little out of skirts town. So I'm still waiting for this fight here.
Is that how much it is for a phone ticket?
I have no idea. I assume so. He didn't even talk to merit points. He's just like, yeah, here you go, sir. Have a good night. And I looked, I was $600. I was like, oh my God. This one 100% legit. Plugged it, looked at 2 cop cars and chucked it on my seat just to show them, like, it's good. 2 blocks later, yeah, everyone uses the same bullshit excuse. So that one, I don't know how that one's being dealt with yet, but please don't charge me $600.
Wow.
Yeah, that's
wow.
So yeah, that was that kind of ruined the rest of the fucking night. Absolutely, yeah. So what was your worst speeding ticket? Yeah, your worst traffic ticket?
I've never really. I have a great driving record.
Oh, okay, fine.
I do.
Fine.
I can't. I'm named after a car. So.
Yeah. Don't pull her over. As a kid, I had so many tickets. They brought me in for a meeting at one point. I was like 21.
I just smile. I've got out of a lot of tickets just by smiling.
Me, they pulled me over there. They like, hold on, and then another 2-3 cruisers rolls up on me. You know what I mean? So,
that's happened to me too, but that wasn't for parking tickets.
Okay, that's good. See, that's good. So and then from that point on, I always get in trouble, and then the airports. Before the airports, I don't know what it is. I'd come back from these resorts, and I guess I'm so exhausted from partying for 7 fucking days. They'll always ask me a question like, "So, what'd you buy?" And I always stutter like, "Oh, nothing." And they're like, sure, go in the back every single time. But now they have these automated machines where you can scan your passports. Those things don't judge me as much as the humans do, So
exactly. I
like that a little bit better. But yeah, at one point it was like, first time I was there, I was pissed off. The second, third, fourth time, I was like getting used to it. I got my bag opened up already. My jacket was laid out, and I knew the routine. So
you're like, I know this.
Yeah. The funniest story about this, Shelby, was first time ever traveling. My buddy bought some stuff. I didn't have a carry-on. He's like, I'm going to give you my carry-on because my shit's going to be too heavy. I said, sure. So I have this carry-on. It's like a little bag. It's around my my neck. And this lady that we met on the trip, she was coming back to Ottawa, and she was little lady struggling with her suit. So I grabbed her carry-on. Don't touch people's luggage. That's all I'm going to say.
No.
So I learned that. So what happens is
Don't touch mine.
I ain't touching nobody's anymore. Like now it was one of those, they all went ahead and they pulled me aside and they're like, whose bag is this? And I'm like, her name is blah, blah. I met her 7 days ago. I'm like, oh, interesting. Through the machine it goes. Who's this bag? I'm like, oh, it's my business partners. Oh, well, really? And they unzip it. And I really have no fucking idea what's in his bag. And he has medication. So now my mind is like, what the fuck did he give me? And he gets in there and he pulls out some stuff and he pulled out dirty underwear. And all I could say at the cop was, thank God you got gloves on. But now I'm mad at my friend for letting me wear this bag around my fucking neck with his dirty underwear. You know what I mean? But he tells me right away, he's like, do not. He goes, I know you're trying to be nice. This lady, you met her 7 days ago. You have no fucking idea what's in this bag. Because if there was something in there, it is now your bag.
Your bag.
Yeah. And I was like,
she
wow.
could have bamboozled your ass.
Oh, big time. They were like, look at this big dummy coming first time. You know, let's
got
get
a
him to
bunch
help me.
of a brick on.
Yeah, exactly. Here's the mule right here. You know what I mean? Fuck, man. It's like I learned. Yeah. So now it's like airport. We land. We separate. We don't even talk to each other. We grab each other's bags and we just leave. You know, on the DL. But yeah, no, I'm not. It's been better since the automated machine comes in and stands by my passport because those guys just judge the shit out of me. But
of course.
I don't know. What was your last trip, Shelby?
My last trip was Jamaica.
And when was that?
That was last year. I went for not this New Year's, but the one before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Jamaica yet. What do you recommend from Jamaica? Did you stay at a resort or?
I did. I stayed at the Rio in Ocho
Nice.
Rio.
Okay.
And it was really nice. But I mean, I'd love to go venture off the island. I would suggest you need to like know somebody.
Of course.
I've been to St. Vincent. That was really beautiful. It's like a small island. It's really, really, really beautiful. And I've been to Trinidad.
Wow. Nice.
Cuba, Dominican, Mexico.
Look at this.
And that's about it.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've been to Dominican 5 times and Cuba, I want to say twice.
I didn't like Cuba.
Cuba was off the resort was all right. On the resort, it's probably the most boring resorts.
Oh, it was boring.
And the food is yucky.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I call Cuba's on the resort. I call Cuba Survivor. You find what you like and you survive for 1 week. You know,
Mexico, the resorts are amazing.
Yes,
I went to like a 5-star in Blue Bay, and it was called Blue Bay, and it was like I forgot where it was, but it was gorgeous. It was gorgeous. Mayan Riviera. That's where it was.
yeah. I've heard that area of Mexico. I've heard great things about. Mexico's definitely in my books to go. Jamaica, I've heard great things about it too.
Oh, it's awesome.
And you know what I love about all these places, especially from being from Ontario, we're not far. 5 hours, 4.5 hours.
That's not far.
It's fucking amazing. I know, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I will still bitch when I land though.
Oh, of course.
It's just my nature. It's just
I hate plane rides. So
well, it's like, first time I was on the plane, I was on like the second row, and just the way it went up, my stomach turned. I was like,
I hate them, and now they don't even give like good food anymore. It's just like blah,
Shelby,
and you have to pay credit card for drinks. It's just annoying.
I paid credit card for drinks, and the woman's always like, "Do you want your receipt?" And I was like, "Do not fuck my trip up. I don't want to know how much I paid for this."
No,
I'm like, throw the receipt in the garbage. I know I got ripped off. I don't want to know, but I will bring a picture next Friday of my beautiful pizza from Sunwing. And you have to see how disgusting this thing looked. Like, for me to take a picture of like something, I was like, that's not in my nature. It was disgusting. I'll next week I'll show you the pizza. This fucking thing. You guys we'll play a game called Guess What It Is, and I'm guaranteeing you pizza is not going to come up in anybody's comments. You know what I mean? But
okay.
Shelby, you down again next Friday?
I am so down. You're gonna see us every Friday, guys.
We're gonna be hanging out together. Please, guys, I like the comments. The questions. We are after the new year because DJ went up as my technical guy. We are gonna find a way to actually get the proper phone calls in. So if people want to call in, they can call in. So we'll get
that would be awesome.
Yeah, we can get that up and running. So it'll be down. So it'll be great.
And then if you guys want to follow me on IG, just go to SHLB GT 7.
7, yes, follow her. She's a little more interesting than following me. See you later, Shelby. Have yourself a good night. Have a good
Love
weekend.
you so much. I'll see you next
my pleasure.
time.
See you
Bye.
later. Bye.